Hey, what's going down? I'm Donald Nelson with Supreme Confidence, and you're listening to today's episode of the Love Affairs Discussions with Kels podcast. Confidence in the Klutch Network. Whether it's the game of basketball or the game of life, you got to add confidence in the clutch. Practice makes confidence. Pressure makes diamonds. Stay sucker free. Keep it a buck. Stay woke or get out. Listen to Apple Podcasts and Google Play Music and at confidenceintheclutch.podbean.com. Subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that bell button to get notifications of new episodes. And when we go live, like tonight, it's important. Visit us on Facebook at Confidence in the Klutch. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at K&K. Coming up, we're going to talk about, let's see, what are we talking about? Education and politics tonight, y'all. A lot of stuff going on. I don't think people are ready for it. So you already know this is an open, unfiltered discussion about love. The confidence starts right now. We're not plugged in, so anybody that's listening, not listening, we're not plugged in. 3, 2, 1. Confidence on 3, in the clutch on 6. 1, 2, 3.
Confidence.
4, 5, 6.
In the clutch.
Confidence in the clutch.
What want me to do, Kelly?
I don't know. Can you fix it?
You got to come back in and join, y'all. Let me see.
Do it.
I got it. What's going on?
Is that what it is?
I got it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You ready?
Yes. All right. That's what's up. Okay.
Cheers. Right away.
Cheer. What are we cheering to?
Life, health,
Amen to that.
and a fine ass co-host.
Thank you.
Y'all can't see what she got on. I think she's trying to do something.
You know what?
That was a big ass gulp. I heard like 2 gulps with that one. That was a nice size gulp. The people heard that one.
I'm embracing this newness that I'm getting ready to come into next week. So I'm trying to go into it I'm trying to ease y'all into it just a little bit because I don't want to blow everybody away next week.
All right, so
that's what's up.
Power Pack episode. Like I said, we're talking about politics today. Education as well. So something random as hell about how I feel today is why these punk motherfuckers be out here.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
My fault.
Okay, let me sit back.
You want me to?
Let me sit back. No.
Okay.
You go ahead.
Y'all be driving, right? And like these punk motherfuckers they'll be walking like I got the green motherfucker, and you coming this way and you walking like I don't give a fuck, fam. Like I'm in the intersection already. You just walk like I ain't gonna hit your ass. And then when you get up on them, they ain't like, psh, and then they look at you like, oh ass, and they like, really?
Yeah.
Go ahead, give me some, Kels.
Wow.
Give me some.
You know what? Okay, so I was talking about coming into this newness, right?
Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
And I'm like, why do people think that once you reach a certain age, why do they give you this, oh, you old?
You are.
Okay, see, now we got a problem. Because I'm trying to tell you how I feel, and then you're going to just hit me with that. But I mean,
fault.
like, seriously, I don't, like, at what point is it cool to just tell people they old? Like, I don't say that to people who I know who are older than me. No, there's no need. I'm dealing with it as it is.
Oh my God.
I'm approaching something new. Listen to me. When I tell you I never thought I would be here, I never thought
you'd be 40.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd be saying it. It's coming out of my mouth. Like I was on Facebook, and a friend of mine who I went to school with, she turned 40 last week. Like everybody, they all turning 40, and I'm like, and I hit her on Facebook. I'm like, happy birthday. Did you ever think when we were 15 we would be shouting this out? So stop calling people who are young, especially young women, because I think I'm young.
Your ass is how old, man?
Whatever, y'all. He out of pocket right now. Like
I don't understand. Listen, man, I don't know why people don't want to get older. I don't want to be like these young whippersnappers. When I was young, I was reckless. I was doing wild shit.
Well, that was you. Everybody wasn't reckless. Everybody wasn't out here doing whatever.
Here's the thing.
Oh, Lord.
Father Time is undefeated. Figure it out.
I agree.
So you'll figure it out.
It is undefeated.
Father Time is undefeated.
But at the end of the day, you don't have to describe it in that way. I'm getting wiser. So don't say old. Just say wiser.
Your ass is old. All right, and wiser. How about that?
Y'all, he gonna learn this etiquette, how you really have conversations with women about their age.
Don't
It's
nobody
gonna take
give
some time.
Who cares? We all get old, G. Like I don't even understand what the problem is. We all get old, G. Everybody get old. Like you can't get away from
All
it.
I said was, it's gonna take time.
No,
for you.
ain't nobody tripping off you though, cuz I'm just saying.
Moving on.
Her ass is old and she mad, yo.
I'm not mad. I'm just moving on. Since
Her-
I'm moving up, I'm moving on.
Awesome. Any feedback from last week's show? No, okay.
No, we didn't have any feedback.
So we don't check no more. We don't give a fuck. Now, question of the week.
Not the truth.
I
It's
don't
not
give
the
a
truth.
fuck. Question of the week was: do you agree with the school choice program? The school choice program, if I'm not mistaken, was started by Dr. Howard Fuller, former MPS superintendent, back in '94 and '96. The purpose of the school choice program was to give students in MPS a chance to get a quality private school education that they felt they couldn't get in an MPS school. It was for poor black kids. Now, the thing that got hijacked. I don't know when the hell we getting this feedback from on everything.
I don't know either. It's the live feed. Like, I don't know. Is it that?
It's only when I talk though.
It is only when you talk.
Creepy.
It is creepy. We are at the end of this month. A lot of crazy stuff happening right now. You know what? That's crazy that you said it, because I just thought about the stuff that's happening on the news right now.
Okay,
It's
hold
just
on.
Crazy.
Hold on. We'll get into that. So it got hijacked to now you can make a whole bunch of money.
A whole lot of money.
You don't have to be a minority. You can get in the school choice program. Not only is it in Milwaukee County, it's spread to Racine County. They got a statewide program, and they have a special education program for students with special needs. They don't want black people to know that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
So, this program was designed for low-income families to be able to attend private schools that they wouldn't otherwise have the opportunity to attend because of the private school tuition and things like that. So the school choice would actually pay for the tuition of that student.
Boom.
Got it. But this is, it's not just Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
It's not just Milwaukee. We talking about all over.
We started everything. We start all the social ills, all the social programs. W2, that was us. We always lead the country in a lot of negative statistics. So we're like the social services. What word I want to look for? Not breeding ground, but like that's where they do their R&D at and shit. They research and development. It's Milwaukee on everything.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But how do you feel if I get into it?
I'm up in the air about it.
Okay, let me hear it.
I'm up in the air about it because I think that everybody should have the opportunity to get the best education that is available to them. And it really bothers me that, we as African American people and people of color, we just think that the best education, some of us think that the best education our children can receive is in a private school.
Right.
But then again,
go ahead.
When you look at the public school system and you see the offerings, I don't care what city you're living in. It's slim. The public school systems all over this nation are struggling.
Word.
You know, Milwaukee is struggling, period. Just all across the board. So you can only imagine what the school system is dealing with.
Right.
And so knowing that funding is being cut every year from the public school system.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Public funding been getting cut from the public school system for how long though?
Forever.
Right? So it's really
but it keeps, I mean, the dollar amount, the amount that's funded. I mean, it makes no sense. How can you expect a school district to run and operate and provide children and families the best education possible when you don't have the dollars attached to it?
Can I ask you a question though?
So that's just.
Can I ask you another question?
Sure.
If we don't raise property taxes, how are we gonna get the funds?
Well,
because everybody doesn't want to raise property taxes, right? In the city of Milwaukee, it's too big to put a referendum on the ballot to say, hey, you want to give money to the public school system of the city? Most people that live in the city be like, no.
Well, I don't know why they can't. Y'all want to give it to what's the place?
The Brewers and the Bucks.
The Brewers and the Bucks. Y'all want to give it to them.
That's for entertainment purposes, though. You know, listen, in order for America to thrive, you have to have a downtrodden people. You have to have a low class. We can go to any urban city, and they're going to have high performing schools in urban setting. They're going to have those.
Absolutely.
They're going to have a whole bunch that's not performing at all. That's part of the process, though.
We have ours. Yeah, absolutely.
That's part of the process, though. But who can lead that push to get things that where we start getting more funding or get more things taken care of in these schools? Who? I'm going to give you a guess. Who you think?
Repeat your question one more time.
Who can lead the push to get us more funding in these schools that we need? If funding is what it is, I don't believe it's all funding.
It's not all funding.
I'm gonna let you cook. But who do you think has the key to getting this stuff kind of fixed, where we can have better performing schools? Where's the key?
We do.
The parents or the people?
The people.
The parents, yo. Listen.
The people are the parents.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is every parent ain't cut the same. As far as value in education. Like, so if I don't value education, how the hell am I going to, you know what I mean?
That's why the people.
But the people don't care. Listen, my daughter don't go to MPS, ain't never walked a day in MPS in her life. Now my boys did, but I got them out at 3rd and 5th grade respectively.
Okay.
Going into. Right. So, but they didn't go to choice schools. That's the case. Right. So boys went suburban, daughter charter. Right.
Okay.
So I went to a parochial school. I went to a quote unquote choice school right now. And at first my thing was, if they gonna give people money to send their kids to school, the first person they need to be giving money is my mama, who worked hard as hell and to afford to send me to that school, right? From 1st grade to 8th grade. Mm-hmm. If y'all not doing that, these people shouldn't be able to go. You know what I'm saying? That was my initial stance on the whole joint. Then once I thought about it, I said, nah. The shit is real though, but we know why the choice program, and we're gonna get into valuing your child's education, but we just wanted to set the tone. That's coming up in the whole topics. But as far as I agree with the school choice program, because I've seen the good is done for my friends' children. When you can have 13 scholarships and you can pick and choose what school you want to go to because you went to a choice school. Now, your child has to be talented.
Absolutely.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But they can. I don't know. How about this? I don't know any school that has an endowment besides private schools.
Yeah.
Because they have donors. They have alumni that donate the same amount of paper every year that they know this is going to this. And they can say, my money is going to the football team, the basketball team, the sports team, the art program, the music program, the forensics team, the whatever it is, every year. All spent whatever you need. Like a school like Marquette, they got a $36 million endowment just for sports. $36 million from Marquette University High School.
Wow. That blows my mind. But I believe it's real.
So, do you agree with the school choice program?
You know, I'm always up in the air because I went to public schools all my life. I don't care what state we lived in. And I remember my mom and them, they wanted to send me, like when we moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, they weren't completely impressed with the school system. But I was just like, you know, I had never been in private school and they wanted to send me to a private school. And I was like, I don't think I want to do that. I was fine. It was, at that point, it wasn't about what's happening in the school. It's like they knew what they were sending to the school. So I went and I performed and outperformed.
Right.
You know, so I was fine. But I know for me, as it, you know, looking at my own child, and we're getting to the stage where we got to make decisions about schools right now. Right. You know, mine started in a public school and now she's in a public charter school. And now we're looking at high schools, you know, and I'm looking at both.
Right.
Because I want to make sure that I'm preparing you for our global society.
Right.
Period. That's what I'm looking at, you know. So if it's public, great. If it's choice, great.
Okay.
You know, so it depends on the program, the school.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So we're on the same page then.
We're on the same page.
Right. Well, my thing is, I'm with it. Like, and I'm not, you know, for me being in the school district or whatever, you would think I would be an opponent. But I mean, to be honest with you, some people have been thinking well, if I didn't go to an MPS school in 1985, right? You know what I'm saying? My mama said in 1985, you ain't going to the MPS school, right? What is that saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm from 1985 from 28th and Burleigh.
What was going on in 1985?
That my mama said.
That's a good question. What
that
was
my mama
going
said that you ain't going to no MPS school.
Wow. I mean, she made a good decision.
She made a good decision, but the thing is, there's a reason why.
I would.
Everybody knows at the end of the 70s when the teachers got that great ass package, but they said we'll take less pay, but y'all gonna take care of our benefits. That's when MPS really went down. If you look at the history of the district, that's when it started to etch down. You always had your schools. You had your High School of the Arts. You had King. You had Reagan. You had quality elementary schools across the board. You had Morse. You had Roosevelt. You had quality middle schools where kids can go and get a quality education and go to high school, prepare you for college. But throughout the time, and I don't think it has anything to do with the school district based upon the job I have in the district. I see it all. Is AP at another high school compared to King and Reagan and Riverside the same? Probably not. But it's AP.
Like courses?
AP courses.
Gotcha.
It all depends. All right. It all depends. But there's a lot of things that we stopped doing. I think one of the biggest things that we did that was wrong is take away the home ecs and the chops and all that in all the schools, right? When schools started specializing, like I'm just strictly about the college bound focus and all that shit, because you got people in them college bound schools that ain't going to college. They just got in.
Yeah, that is true.
And then what are your electives then, right? So Like a school like Tech, I believe Tech should get closed down. Straight closed down.
It's a beautiful facility.
Closed down for 1 year.
Okay.
8th graders that's coming in and people that's coming in after that should be able to apply to come in. And if you're on a serious trek to go to a trade school,
Okay.
or start your own business fresh out of high school because you plug with your family or whatever, you can get in there. So that means if we only got 400 people, I don't know what it is. I don't know why the hell this damn thing is echoing like that.
Interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it. I think they are shifting back to the career and the technical education fields. That is one of the things that the district is moving back towards. And we know with all things that you bring back, going back to old school, it takes time. It takes a lot of time. So I agree. I mean, I think that we do need to move and shift back to those courses and those fields that are going to produce students that can actually come out of high school making some pretty decent money.
Why is our voice echoing? I got you, Z. I don't know why. I'm hearing you.
Somebody said our voice is
Yeah, I'm
echoing?
trying to figure it out. I don't know why. I think it's because we got both these damn things, and I bet you as soon as we cut that off, there's going to be smooth.
Both what things on?
You know what? I bet you it's... Let me see. Maybe because I'm on the computer, too. Maybe not. I don't know. Our voice is echoing on the Facebook joint, though.
So that sounds crazy.
Sound real crazy. I don't know what to do.
We only got one person watching us, right? Or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, I don't know why it's echoing. That's the catch.
Well, I'm coming off of here.
Go ahead.
Let's just see how that does.
Just leave the joint altogether. So, but maybe that is what it is. I don't know. We ain't never had this problem before, but you're not gone yet.
How do I just end this thing?
Just like double tap the joint and close down the app. You still on my joint. That's exactly what it was.
Dang.
That's exactly what it was. Now we good.
Okay, well, whatever. All right. Thank you.
No, we'll figure it out. But that's what it was, though. Okay, so say your comment again because we were trying to fix that.
I don't even know what I said.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
I'm mad because I can't watch the live feed.
No, you can take my joint. And here, take here. I don't care. No, I don't care. So just take it and you got it.
Let's see.
If you turn it to the side, it might get both of us.
Like
But I don't care because we on the real camera. So that one, I got to edit this out the real thing. No. Just turn the camera to the side. Just turn it other way. Thank you. Turn it and then just boom. And then just, you can't do it that way.
You can't turn your phone on my live.
Yeah. Go ahead and put it back the other way, please, because it ain't going to work that way.
Not gonna work.
Oh, so you good. I don't
We're
care.
trying, y'all. We're trying.
Put it down. Like angle it down. Thank you. And get like a corner. You know how to work it. We don't care really. Okay, so.
There it is. Half of your head and half of mine.
That don't matter. We good. We good.
That's on, so we're straight.
Yeah. All right. So.
All right.
Moving on. Okay, so. I said yes. You said. Kels. I said yes. You said. Do you agree with the school choice program?
I do.
I do. Okay, we good. So we got 2 yeses. Now, moving on to our topic of the week, the big education and politics joint. Do you value where and how your child, K through 12, gets their education? And is your child's education important to you? So, I don't think people don't have these conversations with their friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, educators do, but if you don't know any educators, you're really not having these conversations, I don't believe. So
They do.
Yeah.
I've talked to people who are not in the field of education.
But you're in the field. I'm saying if you don't, it's kind of hard for us to gauge that.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I've seen people engage in conversations with other people in other professions, and they talk about, I mean, people who don't even have children, you know, they talk about this particular topic, just valuing their kids' education. They're talking about kids that aren't even here yet.
Okay.
And, you know, what they want to see happen for their kids.
Okay.
I mean, not just in K-12, but just even after. So, I mean, I think that it kind of depends. I mean, I see a lot of professional people having these conversations. But and even, you know, if you go to McDonald's, you know, you go to McDonald's and you will hear like some of the older men. I mean, we're talking about men who are, you know, retirement age, 60s, 70s, and 80s. They're in there having conversations about, you know, the education of their grandchildren or their great grandchildren, and they want to make sure that they're talking about the importance of, you know, where their grandkids receive their education, the type of education that they receive. Okay. So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I know I care. I definitely care. I have no choice. I value it. It's so important. It's the way I was raised.
Takes a village to raise a child, right? That's the sentiment. That's the rhetoric. But this ask to buy shit just popped up for Bell, so it's funny. But yeah, you know, take a village to raise a child. So I don't think people value their education enough for their children. Otherwise, your children wouldn't come acting the way they do at school, because these kids, damn it, these kids and how they act is bananas, yo. Like, you really gotta make them understand. Listen, I'm gonna call your mama. And I'm gonna tell her everything you did, and then there's no, right? No, don't do that. Like, well, then chill out. If you know you ain't supposed to be acting like that, right? Don't act like that, fam. You make everything hard. And I understand the middle school joints though, but I hope and pray to God my kids wasn't acting down fool. I always look, I'm in education. Don't go to school acting the damn fool. You know what I mean? Because that's somebody got kids like you and me. Like I never wanted my children to go to school acting crazy, Kel. But
nobody does.
Do shit. A lot of motherfuckers send them to school to act crazy to get that check. How about that?
Look, that's a whole nother show.
What Z said on that joint, yo?
Okay. Let's see.
No, not right there. The last one.
She said yes and yes. Coming from someone who's knee deep in this ish, caring is huge for all.
Down, go back down. Wave at Samantha. Yeah, no doubt.
Come up like that.
Yeah, put it back. Okay. Z said we got the good angle. Cause you know why? She saw me. There you go. I gotta be on camera. Okay, now.
I thought you didn't really care.
Once it happens,
I'm sorry,
it happens.
the people care.
Once it happens.
Since y'all care.
Yeah, they care.
We can move it all the way.
No, I'm good. I'm good right there. I'm talking about, come on. All right,
good?
So I'm good. I'm always good. Listen.
Okay.
No Child Left Behind Act of 2001 discredited every urban minority school district in America while accrediting every suburban district. I remember when that happened, I'm like, yo, really? Really? And it's like, it was parts to it though, because Bush knew what the fuck he was doing, because that was the, the height of the Catholic Church sex abuse stuff. Because remember, it was always church and state.
Yes.
Church and state. Wait a minute. You got to watch that. So, church and state was supposed to be separate through everything, and they wrote it in the law, George Bush, that the private schools were able to. What that did was help these Catholic schools stay open, in my opinion. IMO. That by allowing it, because remember, it was only in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for poor little black kids in the hood. So if we see, it works in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for poor little black kids, it can work in other places. So that allowed them Catholic schools to stay in business, if you ask me, in my opinion, right? Because of the all of the sex abuse, which I don't understand why they just don't let their priests get married. I don't understand. Like, so you got a problem, and this is the problem I have with conservatives. One of the problems I have with conservatives and Republicans. I think T.I. said it on his album. He said, y'all get mad over gay, transgender, all that shit, but I'm supposed to go home and play with little kids. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Wait a minute. There's no, whatever you choose to be, that ain't nothing compared to, you know what I'm saying? You abusing little kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get that. I don't get that shit, but.
I mean, marriage is not going to solve that problem. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to solve that issue. That's something else going on with you. You got a whole nother issue where you think that it's okay to sexually abuse children. So I don't think marriage is going to solve that issue. I mean, there are some priests, who they probably would want to be married, but like they may not want to be married to a woman. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's going to solve that problem. But I mean, the Catholic Church will never go down, ever.
They was close. They was up against the ropes, yo. With the sex abuse. Think about if No Child Left Behind ever happened.
Too much money is attached to them.
But listen to me. If No Child Left Behind Act came in and they ain't getting this extra money, who's first of all, who's going there? Remember the recession that happened in 2007. Remember when a recession happens in white America and black America, it's a fucking depression. Like, we was hurting in the community from 2000. That shit, and then it bounced back. But once the hood stays the same all the time, I don't give a fuck if it's Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump. The hood has been the same. There's no differentiation. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, when Democrats in office, the liberals, sometimes you get a little bit more help as far as favorable things for poor people. It's about it. Mm-hmm. It's about it, love.
Well, I mean, if the Catholic, if they were not a part of the education process, that's not gonna. I don't think that would have phased them one bit. They're tied to so many other things where they make money, and they have been making money. I mean, we're talking about an institution that's been around for thousands of years.
You know where all the artifacts for all the religions is at, right? It's in the Vatican. Yeah. It's in the Vatican. That's one of the most controlled places in the world. I mean, secretive. They got the ark. They got the veil that Jesus ripped in the church when they was tripping.
The shroud.
Well, yeah, they got that shit. They got pieces of the cross. They got pieces of Noah's ark. They got everything. They got Muhammad shit. They got Buddha shit. They got everything up in there because religion is a form of control, y'all. Spirituality is not. Religion is a form of control, and anybody that does any research know the cross. The original cross is the astrological cross in the middle with the circle around that joint. You can go in churches and see that shit. It's a lot of signs up in there. I got this good piece you need to watch after we leave. It won't change your mind because people.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
On a field trip over there to watch something on TV.
Oh.
So, but it opened my eyes up like, wow. Like, if you really think about it. But religion is a form of control. Just like, I mean, if you got your whatever, Catholics, Lutheran, and it was just Christianity, Baptist, Kojic, or whatever. Show me in the Bible where it say that shit you can't do. Show me. Mm-hmm. But see, me and you can read the same Bible verse, and I'll take what I take it. And that's bullshit. Then don't put your shit on me and say what I ain't supposed to be doing. I don't read that. I don't understand that. People say it's parables in the Bible. Is the Bible parables? Period. Right. If people want to talk, is the Bible a book of fairy tales based upon African traditional religions? Yoruba, Santeria, Vodun. Tell me something, please. You know what I mean? Like, how do Christians hate Muslims so much when you read the Holy Quran and you read the Holy Bible, it's the same stories with different names.
At the end of the day, we're all children of God, the ultimate creator.
But because your denomination and your teachings from that and they said something and you gotta do what they say, right? You got to wear black shoes, stockings, and blue jean dresses every day.
No, sir.
What I'm saying,
No,
though, somebody
ma'am.
told it. Don't show me in the Bible where it says that at. Please show me in the Bible where it says that at. So that's what I'm saying with the Catholic Church, the control shit. They had to defend. Hey, Bush, we need some help, fam. That's that shit going on in Milwaukee. School choice. The state giving us 7,500, even though our shit is like 10, 11,000. We'll take that 7,600. We'll make that shit up on the back end. We'll put some funds from the endowment, from the arts, from the boo. We good. We good. What, man? Shit, what? Off real, we used to pay volunteers to come in on open houses to do the books in the beginning of the year. No, we just grab all them choice kids to come do this shit. You know what I'm saying? How about that?
Oh, wow.
How about that? Can we cheers? Can I have another cheers with you? Right. All right, let's keep it moving.
Drink? Okay, we'll talk about it
No,
later.
I'll talk about
it. I thought I was going on a field trip for real.
We might can go on a field trip. You want to go on a field trip?
Yeah, I need a field trip in my life.
All right, we might have to do that. Okay, so.
Okay.
All right, so. The question is, remember, all politics are local, right? That's what I'm gonna get to later. But the funding for the schools, yo, the funding for the schools, Kels.
I'm listening.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am listening.
Leave her alone for a little bit.
I'm trying to look at what she said.
Nah, just pay. We'll look at her in a minute. Kelly.
Okay.
Kelly.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
So, eye contact, Kelly. I'm gonna do that.
I was reading.
I'm just messing with you.
The thing.
Funding for schools taken away with Republicans as a question, right? When Skywalker did the Act 10, right? Everybody was up in arms, right? But changes were made prior to that. Mm-hmm. Just say, for instance, like districts were doing things to their employees that other districts weren't. And when your district say we're doing this to be competitive with the other districts, mm-hmm. but you're dropping pay, mm-hmm. you're dropping pay, healthcare. How the fuck is that being competitive with another district? You're better than them because you offer this set of employees.
Yep.
What the other districts don't offer. Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to get a quality candidate pool for this position that you need, mm-hmm. it is what it is. But when you slice that shit like fuck it, and this is before Act 10, anybody that says funding for schools taken away for a Republican is bullshit, because Act 10 put tools in place for the districts to cut costs. You know what I mean? To cut costs. So if the Republicans put tools in place, cut out the unions and did all that shit, Kels, who made these changes? The Republicans didn't say, don't give them motherfuckers no raises, cut their health care, take that shit from, they got to pay something. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, make them pay $40 for family a month, $20 for individual. To now, nigga, well, come on. Who did that? Did the Republicans made your boss say, this is what we gonna do? I don't think the Republicans did that. But we had the blue flu. We riding and picking it and going up to Madison like, hey, this is important. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's all you're going to do in the past 7 years. You had the blue flu. But you a strong group. In my dealings with the union ain't never do shit for me. They always sided with the district. So I don't give a fuck about Act 10 and none of that. Back then, remember we was working. I said, man, Scotty is my friend, because I was agreeing with what the fuck he was doing because they already banked me.
And yeah, we thought you were psycho.
Yeah, I said, Scotty is my friend. I don't give a damn, because look,
say that, y'all.
All politics is local. It applied to my family. Mm-hmm. And for my family, he didn't do shit to me, so he's an ally. He's an ally to me.
Okay.
Kels.
Yes.
I'm gonna get in the last two sections when I need to hear you.
I'm just listening.
No,
I'm listening at this point. Okay. I'm listening.
All right, let me keep it moving then.
I'm limited.
Let me get it. Did you say unlimited?
I'm limited.
All right. And you know, off wax, yo, Woodman's is a great fucking store, man. Like I can't relate to the Woodman's Brigade, but Woodman's is fucking awesome, yo. They have everything at the best prices, yo. Like when dude used to do the funny ass commercials and shit back in the day, employee on and how I caramba, whatever the hell he used to say. I used to be like, man, get dog ass out of here. On everything. All right, so all right. Yeah. All right. So
somebody had a good experience at Woodman's. That's awesome.
The MPS, this school choice joint. I remember reading the article. Howard Fuller was saying, man, he wish he wouldn't have even started the shit down there because it's a shell of what it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It's not serving the people in a community that it's supposed to serve.
Because it's not about the people.
It's about keeping those schools open. It's going back to
keeping those schools open because there are so many that could have been shut down or could have closed because, you know, they didn't have the funds to keep the school running.
The recession and all that shit.
Absolutely. And so there's some schools that were going bankrupt.
Well, now, but people need to understand, we're talking about choice school. We're talking about the private parochial schools, not the charter schools that come take your money, send your kids back to the MPS, and then fuck them, and then you're done. Man, the motherfuckers closing a dime a dozen right about now.
Man.
But suburban schools are not all equal, yo. You know what I mean? These rankings mean something. So we're talking about regular public schools. But the thing is with suburban schools, they'll put a referendum up for their children's education because all of them can't send their kids to parochial schools neither. So they fucking school, whether you're a 1-school high school, a 2-school high school district or whatever, they want to make sure them motherfuckers top notch. That's why you go to suburban schools, they got everything. How come when you go to all the suburban schools, they all look brand new down there?
They do, don't they?
I'm gonna tell you the schools that don't look new that I know, like Tulsa East and Tulsa West, don't look brand new. But then you look at their facilities and the shit around it. Yeah, you can tell they always doing something. Always updating. We can't keep the damn floor. We can't get the fucking gym floor waxed consistently in MPS. You know what I'm saying? They're giving us sport courts. They're giving us all this garbage. You know what I'm saying? Look at the field out at Vincent. When that shit's supposed to have been done, fam. And who's in charge of that anyway? How you gonna put one set of bleachers up? MPS, you already know. You can't have one set of bleachers up with just a metal rail dividing them. You know what's finna go down.
One set of bleachers?
Yeah, like one side. Like ain't no bleachers on the other side.
It's only one side? All that land out there? Are you serious?
Paper, dog. Gotta get that paper, dog. So, like, you know, it's gonna be a funding issue. Anyway. I have no problem sending my child to a suburban school because I went from my parochial school from 1st to 8th grade out to Whitnell. Right? That's when they used to come and get us. Back then, we used to get picked up in station. No, it wasn't station. Was it station? No, it wasn't station wagons my first year. Maybe it was. They used to come get us in station wagons, fam.
When you went to where?
To Whitnell.
Really?
Yeah, they used to come get us in station wagons, fam. I think that was after school. No, we used to get picked up on the small buses. I didn't even know it was a negative connotation to the small buses because I ain't never rode on the school bus. You know. So, yeah, though. But the thing where we were MPS students, though, that was chapter 220.
Yeah, that was chapter 220.
So when MPS used to be out of school, we would be out of school. The motherfuckers used to be mad. So say for instance, it was a snowstorm and shit out there, they all can get to school. They can get on skis and shit. You know what I'm saying? They can ride their ATVs and shit. You know what I'm saying? They used to be mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but going to those suburban schools, prepare your children for the culture shock of PWIs. PWI. Predominantly white institutions.
Oh, wow.
Don't we got historically black colleges and universities? Yeah. So that culture shock is bananas. You know what I'm saying? That culture shock is bananas if you ain't ready for it. Because what happens is, Kels, the first semester you there is all good. You come back after Christmas break, Kels. What's so-and-so at? Fell off. After the freshman year. Come back sophomore year.
Can't deal with it.
Where folks at? I mean, each semester go, and you know who them students are that falls off? MPS students.
Yeah.
How come at UWM, MPS, African American students in her UWM had a 92% dropout rate? You know why? English 101 and English 102. Think about those. When you was at Parkside, I was at Whitewater. You know what I mean? We got our shit done. We did it though. But when you don't have a proper English teacher coming through high school, fam, English 101 and English 102 will kick your ass.
But like, yeah, and that's if you can get an English 101. You might be in English 09095.
I had to take math 0401 and shit. Up in Whitewater, I sure did.
Wow.
And that's another story. Then I went and after I passed, my guys didn't pass, and then this is a funny ass story, Kels. I gotta tell you this one off wax. But put it like this.
You don't want to tell our listeners?
Nah, okay. I'll tell them. Statute of limitations. So then I went back. Statute of limitations.
Well, don't tell our listeners.
Now this is funny. It's funny though. So I went back with my guys just to hang out, right? And tutor them in class. I was helping the tutor because she couldn't deal with them because them niggas was crazy, right? Right, they was crazy, right? So they was just doing little shit. You can tell motherfuckers was just wild, right? So I was there to try to help her calm down in class and help them because they clearly failed the class that I took and I passed, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
So we was kicking it. Then I was a tutor. I got paid and shit to be in the tutoring center and shit for 0401. Like anybody had problems with 0401, come see Lil D type shit. You know what I'm saying? On everything. So we was talking about smoking blunts, right? Motherfuckers like, oh, yeah. So this one dude, man, he was like, man, y'all don't know nothing about smoking blunts. We was like, white boy, what the fuck you talking about? He's like, man, come with me after class. We went to his crib, right, his apartment. Like, it's about 4 black dudes, 1 white dude. He ain't care. He was like, check this out. And I swear it was like a movie. He opened up his shit like a hutch. He opened up a hutch. And it was like, and like gold light came out the motherfucker. This motherfucker had all these different type of weeds and all this shit. So we was like, whatever. I lost not a half an hour, 30 days. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what happened. I lost 30 days. I don't know what happened. All I know is we listened to Bob Marley, Sublime, and Bob Marley, and a whole lot of motherfucking everything else, playing a lot of Tekken. And I don't know what happened for like 30 days. That was my worst semester of college. I got all C's.
30 days?
30 days from like February to March. I don't know what happened.
You don't even remember?
Because my baby mama came back home too. She came back home. She's pregnant. Right? So then I was there by myself. I had a single dorm room too.
You don't remember anything. I'm sure some people out here got stories to tell.
All right, so getting back. This
Wow.
Getting back. What's he said now? Because you read it the first time. I didn't read it. What she said? Read the joint. Read the other joint. You got to go back up, read Z shit.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah. That one before that one. Yeah.
It's a long one.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay.
This is what we do. We give our listeners they shine, yo. Come on. Damn, Z? Really?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Hell no. We ain't reading all of that. Hell no.
You want me to read it?
Unless you got something to say. I'll let you say. You can read her shit after you say with your thing, man.
Well, she said, nah, I know it's long. But she went in on it anyway.
Good.
But 2014, the year that No Child Left Behind, predicted as the year when all students in every state would be proficient in every subject. Unfortunately, we still have a long way to go. Mm-hmm. While the supporters of the modern age of standardized education accountability praise its efforts to close the achievement gap between white students and students of color, its critics claim that it's been failed to live up to I lost my spot. Its promises, and may even exacerbate inequality. As schooling has turned into a status competition, the test-driven approach to education provokes a number of unintended negative consequences for the students that the law is most intended to help. In some cases, it creates a strong incentive for schools to push out the lowest achieving students to create the appearance of improved test scores and to mask educational deficiencies.
Time out.
So it sounds like an article. She kind of just
Okay.
took her
I was going to say, I hope she got a Bluetooth keyboard because that's way too much on the thumbs, man.
I'm just gonna let me go down a little.
That's all right. Z, you could have came on wax with that.
Okay, but listen, so what she said was, at NPS, our babies are $1.
Oh, for sure. Listen, man. Z, here it go. I'm gonna take it a step further. These, Kelly, I told you gotta be my buffer because I was finna go.
Relax.
Here's the thing. You know what a blood principle is?
Go ahead.
I got it. Make sure I'm on that joint.
I'm listening.
A blood principle is a motherfucker that moved out by Vincent thinking they doing something right. Right. Out there. Mm-hmm. Now you wearing your little suits, dudes, your hard bottoms, chicks, you got the little dresses on, your little heels and shit, click, clack around the building, right? You used to be a teacher, but you act like you don't know what's going on, right? You act like you don't know that it's a struggle with these kids. It's a disconnect. You used to care about the kids, but now all you care about is test scores, not getting them suspended and all this shit. And you forget how to even communicate with me. And we was brothers struggling and sisters, brothers struggling in the classroom in the war. Mm-hmm. And now you done forgot about it. All you care about is your suspension rates and test scores. You're a blood principle to me then. Like a blood diamond. I check my diamonds, make sure the shit ain't from, you know what I'm saying, Western Africa, man. Where you get these diamonds from, fam? So that's what a blood principle is to me, man. Come on.
So Jen said, I don't know what point we were talking about, but she disagreed because she said she and I are both products of NPS, college educated and handling life. Suburban schools don't guarantee success. Your family, school, and community support heavily plays a role into success in college.
Yeah, I think Jennifer was talking about me when I said suburban schools prepare you for PWIs. You know what I mean? A little bit better. Like if you're in school with all black people, you don't know you don't know how white people act. You don't know how Spanish people act. You don't know how Asian people act. It's a fact. Like, so therefore, if you don't have those different ethnicities around you all the day, when they do something and their culture, the culture shock that you have, it may be something that you may get offended by, but that's just them. That's their culture, right? So if you don't get that to college, that's a fucking problem to me personally. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know what I'm saying? We all know it's great products that come out of everything. Tupac, the rose that grow through the concrete, motherfucker. It is what it is. Absolutely. There's a lot of motherfuckers that didn't make it through that bitch. That's all I'm saying, folks. I agree with Jen wholeheartedly. Absolutely.
I agree. But, you know, like me, I know my story is totally different because I have had the opportunity. Like, I attended public schools all my life. Okay. But I started off in public schools in the South.
How was that?
It's very different.
Very different. You got to say yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I mean, but
that was a motherfucker would have to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
I went to schools with predominantly white kids. You know what I mean? I'm
gonna tell you something. Can I hijack the conversation before you go? Because I'm crazy. So I'm out of Whitnall, right? So of course, once we get out there and we got our freshman orientation, they see the new niggas that they didn't go to the middle school with, right? I was one of them new niggas, right? But I have so much flavor, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming with Jordans and U's and shit and all this. They're like, oh shit, because they got the paper. You know, they got the paper. So that's when we talking about 91, right? So they dress like us and shit like that. So I'm like, oh shit, you look like me. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. that's how it went, right? So Kels, so I mean, they listen to the Ghetto Boys on Mind Train. That was my first thing to know, like, yo, white people do the same shit we do in the hood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm all the way southwest Milwaukee County. It's a different thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a belonging to with the white people that like, you know what I mean, that look like you, with you, down with you for your cause and shit. Like when we had to whoop the white dude and all that, like the OGs, the older cats, they came through and said, come on, young blood, just turn your hat to the right and come on. You ain't got to do shit, but come on, because you got to come with us. You know what I'm saying? Because we went through shit out there. Like I remember my sister Tabitha, she on the bus, Don, I got this letter. She didn't want to tell everybody else, right? The white dude gave her the letter of her sitting on the porch eating watermelon, like, yeah, you porch monkey and woo, 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 woo.
You stop.
So she gave it to me. I'm like, I got this shit, right? I ain't talk to nobody. Next day at school, my OG at the school, Eric, Tabitha gave this to me. She said Dave gave it to her, right? I said, okay. So we was in Spanish class, right?
Wow.
With Dave. First hour.
Y'all whooped
me and
him.
Eric.
Y'all whooped.
Right? So I did what Eric did. He was a junior. I was a freshman. Eric had his shit deep to the right. I had my shit deep to the right. So, but before that, we met in the hallway with all the G's. So they was like, okay, just whatever. After this class, because we had the class with Dave second hour, me and Tabitha in algebra. So we on one side of the building. So we let Dave walk out. We follow behind Dave like, Dave. We caught him like right by the hallway. I mean, what's up with this shit you gave my black sister? That's what the older cats like. So we all just one hit quitter. Vlaco. Knock teeth out all this shit. Eric took one for the team, fam. His girlfriend. Oh, why you guys do that to my man? Listen, man.
His girlfriend.
His girlfriend came. So then that was the one day. The next day, though, and this one the shit got real. My headphones. Next day got real because they got threats because they were white power. These motherfuckers was doing this, right? We think that's West Side. These motherfuckers in a yearbook doing this shit. This shit mean white power.
Wow.
Motherfuckers don't know this shit, right? I'm Southwestern Wisconsin for real. White power. This is what this shit means. So
Klutch
straight
KKK,
skinhead motherfuckers and shit, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
These motherfuckers used to come to school like that though.
Nazis.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It was motherfuckers there that you was like, yo, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? We know what doggone fuck them though, but you know what? Even though they didn't like black people, they fuck with you though. You know what I'm saying? They'll fuck with you, but you know what I'm saying? You kind of didn't, you know what I mean? You didn't fuck with them, no. Like, I'm not gonna fuck with you like that, but we had to do some shit in school and class and shit. We gonna get down and do this shit though, right? But yeah, though, we were in the auditorium, and wouldn't know you came in the first door, auditorium, gym, pool on this side, long hallway, then you get down. We were in the auditorium. They told us they grabbed all the black people and whoever identified with being black. So you had a couple Mexicans, you had a couple Asians that said, no, we ain't fucking with them white people. We with y'all. They said about 30 white power motherfuckers came up in the building looking for any black motherfucker to take them out and kill them, like for real.
Wow.
Real shit, like, yo. But they walked by all of us. We was in the auditorium.
That's crazy.
They grabbed all, even the black dudes that acted white and shit, they grabbed them too. Like, dog, we know you really ain't.
We know you really not black.
We know you
but
really
you want to be
ain't,
down.
But motherfucker, right now it's a safety
with the black
issue.
Power. You want to be down with the black power.
Safety issue, motherfucker. You got to come with us. But yeah, okay, my fault. I had to hijack this real shit, but it's that education shit. But it built character though, right? Like.
So one of our listeners, this is my friend. My friend said she lives in Franklin. She took her kids out of Franklin.
Hell yeah. Franklin, very racist.
And put them in MPS, best choice ever. Mm-hmm. They were in Franklin since K4. But the way the kids of color are treated is very inappropriate. And when it's brought to the attention, the superintendent and other administration aren't putting forth enough effort to create a positive change because they don't give a shit.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't care. They don't want y'all out. They don't really want you out there anyway.
No, I would never send my kids out there that young. I was mad when Dejan went, he was in 6th grade. The kid went 3rd grade. Yeah. I think, first of all, the assimilation and shit, I don't want my kids coming back not having that culture, but thank God I'm a motherfucking revolutionary militant motherfucker that they gonna get that shit at the crib. I'm not relying on the school to get them that.
Absolutely. See, what I was saying was I'm a different case. You know, as far as being a product of a public school. I've been exposed to different public schools from the far south to the Midwest, so north. You know, so I've had my fair share of attending schools where you talk about a school that's preparing you for predominantly white
PWIs.
Wait, what does the I stand for?
Predominantly white institutions.
Predominantly white institutions. So I think I've been groomed in that all my life.
For sure.
You know, like I grew up in the South, and I mean, being called a nigga was like nothing.
Nigga.
I mean, you was called a nigga every day, and we talking about in the 80s.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So we talking about in the 80s, going to school, little girl, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, being called a nigga every day. You know.
Nigga.
I mean, it was just that's the way it is. The town that we grew up in was one of those the city that we grew up in was a city in where they back during the civil rights movement when they had the Freedom Riders, it was one of the cities in which they threw the what do they call those?
Molotov cocktail
on the buses, burnt, you know, just so that's where I grew up. That's the school system that I went to and attended, and going to school with predominantly white people. That's a different type of white person.
Yeah, that's
you
a
know
whole
what I mean?
motherfucker I don't want to
And
fuck
then
with.
having to come here, attending schools in Chicago public schools, also suburban Chicago area, and then attending schools in predominantly white schools in Madison, Wisconsin, which was a totally different type of white person.
Liberal Madison, Wisconsin, or we talking about Middleton?
We're talking about
Middleton. We talking about Fitchburg. We talking about Monona Grove. Yeah, and then
Fitchburg. That's a totally different type of white person. That's a totally different type of predominantly white institution.
No doubt.
Like they didn't want us there at all, and they made it known that they didn't want us there. We don't want you getting the same education that we get. You know, and we lived right on the edge of Madison, and it was like a line. We was right there at the line. They didn't want us there, and just to having to deal with that as a young child is crazy bananas. But I was groomed. You know, my daddy grew up in the civil rights movement, so I was groomed for that. You know what I'm saying? So then moving here to Milwaukee and attending public schools here, first time ever attending a predominantly black institution.
Negroes.
It was like a culture shock for me. It really was. It was a race shock for me. And to see, you know, that to see how people value education differently in different public schools, you know, just seeing that firsthand and having to understand that. So I've seen public schools in general because I've experienced it from every aspect. So, I mean, I think I've been prepared for the field of education all my life, which is why I'm in the field of education, because I've seen it, you know, just from a different perspective. So when you talk about your kids going to Franklin or, you know, and attending schools like Franklin Public School District, in which, hey, they don't really want you out there.
No, they don't.
And they're going to let you know.
You know what's the problem?
Don't want you out there.
The problem with Milwaukee is the most segregated city in America. When Chicago, we always fluctuate. The problem is always here is that we ain't got no place to take our black babies with the $250,000 houses, $500,000 houses, $1 million houses where all black people that like, you know what I'm saying, you can aspire to have like a black suburb like Ladera Heights in California, you know what I'm saying, the Black Beverly Hills, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. But in other places, other locales, Ladera Heights. Ladera Heights.
What is it called?
The Black Beverly Hills in California.
I thought it was a Baldwin. What is it called? What is Baldwin?
Baldwin probably is too. It's a couple. I mean, motherfuckers got multiples.
Right.
But that wet. Oh, is that wet?
Can y'all hear that?
That's that wet. That's
Can't hear
That's
that.
that wet.
Wait a minute. You look. Slow it down.
That's that wet. You off camera too with that wet. Put the top back on the wet.
I can't take it.
Okay.
He is doing the most.
Other places is about money. If you got money to live here, you cool. You know what I mean? You ain't coming home to nigga on your garage and shit.
No, you're not.
They ain't burning down your shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're not.
Like when I was doing my paper today, I'm doing a paper on from sports management. We had a current trend analysis topic, and I chose the athletes' right to protest during the national anthem. You know what I'm saying? And found out about Chris Jackson, formerly Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, and he had a house in Mississippi. And when they sprayed nigga all on his shit because he protested back in 1996 during the NBA games, he used to either stretch or he used to be in the locker room. And when he told him why he was doing it, because he don't honor the flag because of the atrocities they do to his people, and Muslims we ain't with all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Basically. And his wife didn't want to stay in the house. They sold the house. It was up for sale. Motherfucker went and burnt this shit down in Mississippi.
Hey, Mississippi ain't. They.
All right.
If you that type of black person, they ain't with that. This is crazy. I just want to read this.
Go ahead.
To you, okay? So Jen said, listening to you. Listening to you, not me, him.
Can you read what she said? I like to hear my name.
Said,
I like when women say my name. And when the last time Kelly?
Listening to Donald's
time
story.
Out. When the last time somebody told you fine in a motherfucker?
I think I told myself that today.
But that's two then.
Oh, somebody?
High five
somebody
to the real
besides me?
I just did.
I mean, if you don't think you're beautiful, who will?
Yeah,
like,
but
for
I'm
real.
telling you,
I appreciate it.
Fine in a motherfucker.
We look good, though. We always look good.
Let's try it together. Put on a t-shirt.
Let's try it together. I love that. No, we're going to put that on the t-shirt for real. We've been talking about
I got to write it down right now.
We've been talking about all these t-shirts. We're going to put that on the t-shirt for real.
Let's try it together.
Let's try it together.
Ooh. Okay, go ahead.
That's a show. Okay, Jen, here we go. Right. Jen said, listening to Donald's story, prefer not to have my kids at suburban school where they're having to worry about racial issues versus at MPS where we may have peers who don't eat. Let's see what I can't see what else she said. Oh, I'm sorry. Who don't eat, who are homeless, etc. I can handle those issues, but I wouldn't want my young child having to handle adult issues. Okay? I believe it's my job to teach my kids culture and expose them to it through camps, field trips, and even family members in their neighborhood.
Absolutely.
So then listen. My friend, okay, it's my friend, it's my bestie.
Who is that?
We've been together forever.
What's her name?
It's my bestie. Don't worry about it. She's pretty. She's beautiful. We attended public school together. Okay. She was replying to something that. Let
me ask you a question. Is she fucking gorgeous?
Absolutely. I can't take it. I can't even take it, Queen. Do you hear this, Queen? Okay. So she was saying that her daughter was a cheerleader freshman year and her sophomore year. And they didn't even tell her about the upcoming tryout dates. Changing the day, she was told by peers that they didn't want the thicker black girl
for sure
on the team. She also said her third grader, oh, I love him. He is such a sweet baby. Third graders' friends, they were playing.